Frida Kahlo. Frida was born on July 6, 1907, in Coyoacan, Mexico. Around the age of 6, she contracted polio, which caused her to be bedridden for about 9 months. While she recovered from the illness, she walked with a limp because the disease damaged her right leg and foot. Her father encouraged her to play soccer and even wrestle, which did not only help her recover, but strengthened her self-confidence. In 1922, Kahlo enrolled in the National Preparatory School. She was one of the few female students there. That same year, Diego Rivera worked on a mural called The Creation in the school's lecture hall, but nothing would come of the relationship at the time.
They were traveling by bus, and their bus was hit by a streetcar. Because of this collision, Frida was hit with a steel rod which went through her hip. She suffered many injuries that included fractures in her spine and pelvis. After staying at the Red Cross in Mexico City for several weeks, she returned home to recuperate further. She began painting during this time, and she finished her self-portrait the following year, which she gave to her boyfriend, Gomez. In 1928, Diego and Frida reconnected. He constantly encouraged her artwork, and the couple married the next year. Frida often followed Diego to wherever he was needed. For a short time, Diego and Frida were divorced, but quickly got back together. And her health issues consumed her life once again in 1950. After being diagnosed with gangrene in her foot, Kahlo spent 9 months in the hospital and had many operations during this time. She continued to paint and support her political ideals. Having mobility, she continued on living her life. In 1953, Kahlo received her first solo exhibition in Mexico. A few months later, part of her right leg was amputated to stop the spread of gangrene. She was deeply depressed and hospitalized again in 1954 because of her poor health. Some reports indicate that she contemplated the thought of suicide. She returned to the hospital 2 months later with pneumonia. No matter her physical condition, she never let that stand in the way of her political activism in her art. On July 13th, at the beloved Blue House, she died. Since her death, Kahlo's fame as an artist has only grown, and her beloved Blue House was opened as a museum in 1954. Frida painted 143 paintings, and of those 143 paintings, 55 of those were self-portraits. She was able to convey her painful emotions on a canvas in such a remarkable way that makes you feel her pain so deeply. She has revolutionized the art world in so many ways that even after her death, her groundbreaking art remains as a sign and symbol of strength and resilience that will remain for generations to come.